Hello and welcome to yet another video, and in this video it is something very special and also very different than what I usually do on my channel, but it's a brand new series and this is the very first episode and it's like bored at home photography, and as the name suggests, I'll just show you guys some photographies you can actually do at home, just give you guys some ideas. And in this very first episode I'll be showing you my wildlife at home photography. So usually when people think of photography, well, wildlife photography specifically, they usually think about like going to Africa, taking pictures of giraffes and, you know, hippos and lions and what have you. But you know, you can also do other wildlife photography that's available right outside your window. So it's technically, the subject is technically outside the window, but in this video, you're actually doing it in your room, you know, out of the window. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So in this video, I'll be taking you along with me to photograph wildlife outside my window, aka seagulls or other type of birds actually. And before we start taking pictures of the wildlife outside my window, let's actually first make a bait for it, aka bread slices. So for the bait, I think I'll be using bread. Well, I usually use bread to actually feed the pigeons and the seagulls. And yes, the subject this time will actually be seagulls. I think there are a lot of seagulls. Sometimes there are also crows or pigeons, but usually the seagulls just come. It's also actually kind of the time that, you know, they're actually feeding their family anyway, like they're babies, so yeah. So I have the camera set up outside right now. It's the Canon EOS R with the ultra wide angle. It's the normal, well, 16 to 35mm f4. So it's not, you know, crazily set up or anything. Usually when you think of wildlife photography, you think of like using a really long telephoto lenses to take pictures of like really far away objects. But because my breadcrumbs, well, the bread pieces that I have, I don't know if you can see there's actually a seagull outside right now. It's been stealing. This is my second or third round of cutting the bread and giving it to the seagull because it's been stealing a lot of the bread pieces. But anyway, like I have the EOS R with my lens outside, so you can also do this with like a crop censored camera with the standard kit lens, the 18 to 55, the 16 to 40 or the 16 to 50mm lenses that you get like in the standard kit. You can definitely do that. You can also choose to really use the wire cable to actually trigger the shutter. I would love to use that technique because it's more instant. I'm using wireless technique right now simply because ever since I moved here, which is like a few months ago, I kind of misplaced my cable trigger for the camera. So right now I'm relying on the wireless function from the camera to trigger, well, to view what the camera is seeing, and then I'm just going to trigger it. And on top of my camera, I just have the EOS M50, the normal one that shoots 1080p, just to film what my, roughly the angle that my EOS R is seeing. Not precisely because I'll be using the EOS R to take pictures. So yeah, but if you were to use like cable system, I think, yes, the disadvantage would be like you don't see what you're going to get, you can only approximate it, whereas the wireless system, you're going to be seeing the full view of what you're getting. But with the cable system, when something happens like really instantly, there's a higher chance that you will actually capture the shot. The seagull's actually gone. I think it's because I'm talking loud, and before I was really quiet and just feeding it, and I was really much like this close to it. Usually seagulls just fly away, but for the food, I guess it can do anything. Yeah, I'm just gonna start setting up the wireless system and well, the Wi-Fi function, well, communication between the phone and the camera now, and just pretty much wait and see. So this is pretty much what my camera is seeing right now, and the unfortunate thing about this is that this platform is actually lower than my windowsill. So ideally I would like to have it in the same level so that I could just place the camera here. Whoops. You can see I actually just duct taped it here and here in case the seagull might knock it down, because it can be a little bit aggressive. But yeah, what the camera is seeing is also here on the phone, and I can just press to capture it. we got, just look at that. So, it's actually getting a little bit darker now, and maybe, like, because it's getting darker, they're even more aware of human beings being around. So, I'm just gonna be backing off a little bit. Hopefully the other camera will, like the one that's filming on top of my EOS R, I don't have a GoPro, well, I do have a GoPro, but not with me right now, it's at my girlfriend's place. But I wasn't really thinking of filming it today, but hey, so since my GoPro is not with me, I'm just using the EOS M50 on top of the EOS R. That's the best I can do right now. I hope it will do good. And yeah, I'm still playing the waiting game. Oh, by the way, depending on the wireless software feature camera you might have, some of them may not do burst. The EOS R will do burst, like if I press here. It actually is taking... I don't know if you heard that. There was a seagull that just flew by. So this is kind of an unfortunate thing, so I am in the middle of changing my camera batteries, all of them, because I've been waiting for this seagull for such a long time. Well, not this specific seagull, but like any seagull in general. And this one just pops by, and my camera that's, you know, the EOS R, the M50, my vlogging camera, everything, it's all in the middle of changing batteries, and I only have this camera, an old camera to actually record. It's the only camera that has almost full battery life, and the seagull just pops up to this window. And the funny thing is, it's not even at the food section window, which is right next to this window, but yeah, but right now I'm just getting shots from this particular camera, so I hope that counts. Right in the middle of changing batteries, just the seagull just popped up. I managed to actually just put one battery into my vlogging camera, but like I hope it will actually just work out. I'm actually just taking pictures of this seagull with my old camera. My mic is also out of battery because I've been waiting to film the seagull the whole time. I turned off the light, so in case that, you know, might help. I don't know, I'm just doing anything I think that could help. But right now I'm actually just taking pictures of the seagull as it's actually wondering about me. The funny thing is, I don't think it's hungry, it's just wondering what I'm doing. So that's just opening like an opportunity for me to actually photograph the seagull, and it's quite interesting. I have a 35mm f2 on here. It's an equivalent of like a 50mm. So yeah, it's not too wide and it's not too tight. I hope the microphone on the board, like on board of the camera, is good. I haven't really vlogged with the onboard microphone on the X-T3 before, only on the X-T2. I know the X-T2 is actually pretty good, the onboard microphone, so I have high hopes for this one. But I'm getting really nice shots here, and I think it's still kind of wildlife. Okay, it's gone, but I think it is still kind of wildlife because, well, it's not in captivity, it doesn't belong to a government. It just, you know, it comes here to Amsterdam seasonally, so yeah. It's too bad. It's not hungry. It hasn't really taken any of the bread. Well, it took some, but it hasn't really taken a lot. So now I actually have a mic plugged in. I decided to just put the R on the windowsill, but I think it's also time to take it back. I think the actual hunting time is over. My timing was really bad for this one. I'll try it again definitely soon. It's just that I wasn't expecting that, you know, like the timing was bad, that I thought that as long as there's light, they will always hunt for food. And when I was setting up the camera, having the bread there were some seagulls coming by and did take some of the bread, so that gave me really high hopes. But apparently, you know, even the one seagull that was over here that stood there for like at least 10 minutes didn't even bother to take the sausages or the bread that I put out. Instead, it was just staring at me like, what is this guy doing? Because I was actually just looking at the phone. I was facing this way, the window's that way, and it was just staring at me the whole time, and then I just stared at it back, and it didn't even mind me getting close to the seagull. So yeah, I think it's wrong timing, that it's not really a hunting time anymore. So, well, food finding time, I guess. So I guess I'll just call it a night for now, because I have to wake up tomorrow at 5. I have to leave my place at around 6. So 3 days and a haircut later, I'm actually back at home here to feed the seagulls, but also just to finish this video. I don't think the results will be that much different from the last time, but I'm just going to end the video roughly here. I hope you can take something away from this video, is that, you know, to take wildlife pictures, you don't need to always have a real expensive telephoto lenses. You can even use like a normal wide-angle lenses, and wide-angle lenses, good quality wide-angle lenses are more available than good quality budget telephoto lenses. But anyway, my point is, you don't always need a really expensive telephoto lenses, and usually really cheap telephoto lenses even nowadays are still really not good quality. So compare that with the budget wide-angle lenses, ultra wide-angle lenses, which you can find for a lower price but also at a really much higher quality as well. So I really recommend giving it a try, and it will actually give you really new perspective, because, you know, you're actually going to feel more intimate with your subject. But of course, it's also best to maybe prepare or do some observation or studying beforehand about the subject you're photographing. You know, if you're just, you know, laying bait like how I did, if it's too late, then there are very little amount of seagulls coming, or birds in general. So you might be waiting for a little bit of time, or spending too much time here and there waiting. So it's just best to do some observation and also some preparation, so that you're more prepared and just overall have high opportunity to actually photograph more pictures from the subject you're photographing. But yeah, that's it for now, actually. I hope you can actually gain something from this video. And if you need a free photography guidebook, it's linked down in the description below. It's absolutely for free, no need to submit your email address. I will not bombard you with newsletters, nonsense. So yeah, if you need a free photography guidebook, absolutely for beginner, feel free to just download. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I hope you stay safe and have fun shooting. Bye for now.